Uh, Hello everyone. The topic what we are planning to discuss today is strings. So basically we have different data types available. We'll see like basic data type, derived data type, and user defined data type. And basically we have learned something called integer, float, character, double, and all the things, right? So far we know what is a character, and character is a single variable, means single value into a single quotes, right? For example, I can say that A is a character, X is the character, 5 is the character. So the next level of character is going to be a character array. So that is called as strings. So strings are defined as character array. And if I want to represent a group of, I want to represent a string, I can use something called group of characters. So the group of characters are called as a string. For example, name of the student and college name, department name, everything we are going to take as a string. So actually we don't have a specific data type for string with C language as well as C++ also. So we are using character array as a string as we have no direct data type. And normally all the string will end with something called /0. And for example, if we are giving us character name, what is character name? It is the character variable. If I am simply giving us char name, in name I can store a single character. Here I want to represent name as the group of characters, so we are using a character array. You know that array must be enclosed with the brackets. Char name of 10 is going to be a array, and this is the character array, so I can store group of characters into it. For example, how to declare, how to declare the character array. Char name of the size, this is going to be a size, number of characters. What we need to store inside is nothing but your character array. How to initialize, initialization is going to be assigning something, right? So I'm giving us char name of 10, which is equal to, the string must be enclosed with double quotes. So name of 10 equal to India. So if we are giving us char name of 10, what about the memory allocation for that? It is going to allocate 10 bytes of memory, since character is going to take 1 byte and a single character will take 1 byte, so 1 bytes in memory. So name of 10 will take 10 bytes. But how many characters we are storing? INDIA, only 5, right? So normally all the string must be enclosed with must end with /0. Normally with all the strings null is appended, and null /0. So this is one way of doing it. You know that normally we will go for initialization of array, we use this format, right? So we are giving a char name of 10 equal to IND, because this is the way it stores, INDIA. So character by character it stores even though it is a string. So here we give a /0, but here we didn't give, right? What is the difference actually? If I'm mentioning a string directly, it will take /0 by implicitly. If we are going for character array, /0 you should include explicitly. It will not take implicit /0, but in this format it will take directly. So and the declaration syntax is going to be character, size, character, and variable name of size equal to, either I can give the string as it is like this, or I can give list of characters. And why we gave I within quotes, n within quotes, here we didn't give it, because character, as we are representing this as character by character, string must be enclosed with single quotes. So we go for this method. And if we are giving us one more example, we will discuss. Char city of 8 is equal to CHENNAI, and finally we go with /0. How many characters we have in this? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 plus 1. That is, for storing 7 characters we need size is 8 bytes, because that 1 is always for null character. And what is the alternate way of doing it? Char city of 8 equal to Chennai, we are giving that within double quotes. Now this /0 will be automatically taken. So, and if we are giving a char string of equal to something, and so I didn't give size, right? So what will happen for this actually? So here if you are initializing it, it will be automatically take the size. So it is a valid statement, but in declaration it is not valid. If we are simply giving a char string of 10, so it won't accept it. As we are initializing it, it will accept it. So char str of 10 equal to God, so it is the valid, because how many characters we are storing? 3, but how does it stores actually? GOD then followed with /0. And see what is here, char str 2 of 2 equal to God. What happened here? str2 of 2 will take one, if we are assigning only 2 characters, but how much we are storing? god3 plus /0. The /0 will be implicit, so 4. So I'm reserving only 2 characters. I'm trying to store 4 characters, so it will not accept it since the size is less than the number of characters. Okay. And we are giving us a str of 4 and str3 of 4 and str3 equal to good. It is the invalid statement, but it was valid in the previous statement, right? Why it is invalid? Either I can do initialization with the declaration itself, or I should go with the other formats for initializing it. Equal to operator will not work for assigning a string. If normally, if you take a simple example like int a semicolon, next line if you are giving us a equal to 10, that will work. So how does it works there? And it is not here because equal to operator we can't use for assigning a string. So then how to assign a string into another string, that we will discuss later. So why it is invalid? Because equal to operator will not work for string assignment. It is only for normal numbers alone. Okay, and already one more example, s1 equal to abc, s2 simply we are declaring. What about s2 equal to s1? It is invalid because I told you, right, equal to operator will not work for string assignment. It is only for numbers alone. And how to read and write these strings? Normally we can use the basic scanf printf itself, and in the control string what we use for strings are percentage. The control string what we use for string is percentage yes for string. So how to read a char name of 10 and scanf. I'll explain with the help of a simple program. So I'm opening a notepad and I'm going to type as include stdio.h and we are giving an int main. So I'm declaring one character char name of 10, which means I can store up to 10 characters into it. So I wanted enter a string. So we are going to print that enter a string. How to read the input? With the help of scanf. And scanf, what type we are going to read? Percentage yes. Then see one more thing, ampersand is optional for a string. Normally if it is other data type we usually give us ampersand, right? So ampersand is optional in terms of string. If you are giving ampersand also it works, else also it works. So char name of 10. So now you read input and you are storing that input into a variable called name. Now we are going to print it. So printf, and we'll go with the same thing, percentage yes, comma, the string name we gave us name. Then we can give us return 0. I'm going to save the code. That is, I'm giving the name as test1.c. I'm changing the things as all files, alt, so that will take the extension called .c. So we are going to save the code, and what I'm doing here actually, I'm declaring a variable as a string. I'm reading with the help of scanf with percentage yes. I'm going to read and print it. I'm not doing any other task here actually. So how to compare it? GCC space file name I gave us test1.c. As there is no error, it is going to next line directly, and I'm using GCC in the laptop. It is not like as you have used in your college system. So in there you have used for running as /a. Here simply a is fine. So it is asking you enter a string. I'm giving as a program. I'm giving as REC. So it is printing the string as REC. So here I'm giving the input as REC and printing the output as REC itself. Okay, and this is a way to read a simple string with the help of scanf. But scanf will have a limitation on reading a strings alone. For example, if I'm giving as REC space, if I'm giving as REC space CSC, which means what? I'm giving two. Okay, if I'm giving REC space RET, how many inputs I'm giving? So REC space RET. See what it is printing. Only REC it prints. So there is a limitation for scanf. Scanf can read the input up to white spaces alone. For example, if I'm giving RET continuously, it will read as it is. That is, first word alone it reads. Technical terms, and it can read input up to white spaces. Then how to do, if I'm giving a name, if I'm giving my name, if I'm giving as Vijay space K, what will happen? Take only my name alone, it will not take the initial. So in such cases, what to do? So instead of scanf, we have one more option called getters. So getters is nothing but there is an exclusive function for strings alone. Getters, getchar, all the things are, because scanf, printf are common. Scanf is used to read the inputs of different type. Similarly, getters can read only strings alone, and what we are expecting to read, name. That's it. So I'm going to cut this statement. So now what I'm going, instead of scanf, and the syntax for getters is going to be get string of the variable name what we need to do it. Normally with scanf we can use different type. We can read integer, float, character, double, whatever the type we need. But with getters we can use only strings alone. It's an exclusive function for strings alone. Now I'm going to read that with the getters. I'm saving the program. I'm going to compile the code. I'm going to clear the screen first. I'm going to compile the code. No error. I'm going to run the code. Now my string is rec space ret. Now it will read the entire input. So what do we have getters now? Getters can read the input. Getters can read the complete string, that is up to next line. So you can read the complete line with the help of getters. And instead of printf, we can go with putters also. Putsf. What we need to put name. You can rewrite the program using getters, putters instead of scanf, printf for strings better, if you're comfortable. So I'm giving as a again rec space ret, again the same thing. So instead of scanf and printf, I can use getters and putters alone. So this is a way to read a string. We'll go back to PPT again. So as I told you, there is no ampersand operator we use with scanf, and this is a simple example for the same thing what we have typed on the screen. And instead of scanf, printf, we can go with getters and putters also. Again the same example what we learned now. Okay, and something you need to remember in terms of string, and normally strings are enclosed with double quotes. String literals and strings are same, so don't confuse with the term. So strings must be enclosed with double quotes. Whatever I'm giving with the double quotes can be taken as the string, and normally string will end with /0. One more example, if you are storing something called good, so GOOD, at the end you will go with /0. So and size of character is going to be 1 byte. So this will take only 1 byte for G and 1 byte for O and 1 byte for O and 1 byte for D. See, normally we used to give ampersand as compulsory in terms of all the other things, right? So why it is optional in terms of strings? Normally if I am giving as empty A comma B, if the first address is 2000 and that 2000, 2001, 2002 and 2003, these 4 things will be reserved for A. Next 4 bytes are reserved for B. So for sensing a different address, we are giving a ampersand. You take the address of A, you take the address of B. So that explicitly we need to represent. But here we are storing this continuously. So automatically you can detect the next address, next address. So ampersand is not required in terms of string. And there is something called length of the string, and what is the string I'm going to store here, good, and how much space we need, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is, for storing a 4 character word we need 4 plus 1, that one is for null character, that is called length and size. Size is going to be, for example, good is going to take 5 bytes, and 4 plus 1, that 1 is for what, null character. And what is the length? And the length of good is only 4, GOOD alone, and size is 5. That is, size is equal to length plus 1. That length is going to mean plus 1 is going to be for null character. So then what about empty string? If I'm not storing anything into a string, that is called as an empty string. So empty string also will have the size as 1, since we need /0. So the size of empty string is going to be 1. This length of empty string is going to be 0. That is size. Okay, in memory it is going to take, the length is going to be size here. Hope you understood this concept and convert. Okay, there are different library functions we have, and in C, strings having more number of library functions with all the other programming languages. When we compare all the other programming languages, C only having more number of built-in functions for strings actually. So different string functions we have like string length, string copy, end copy, concatenate, end concatenate, compare with ignore case, end compare with ignore case, all the things. I mean string upper, lower, string reverse, and all the things. Plus we have two more special functions called is all num of, is alpha of. So even we have more than 25 number of string built-in functions we have with C, but we are going to learn basic 5-6 functions alone with our content as of now. First we go with string length. What do we use of strlen? Strlen is going and all these library functions are available with the header file called as include string.h. If I'm including this header file, I can access all those things actually. Okay, first we're going to learn something called strlen. So strlen is string length. That is, if and from the name itself we can see that, right? And which is used to count the length of a string. You know that there is a difference between length as well as size, and length will take the number of characters alone, size will take the number of characters plus 1. So the syntax is, the strlen of the string name we are giving. So if I'm telling there is a string called good, if I'm asking you as what is the length, what you will say? 4. So the reply or return is going to be an integer value. So strlen of string will return one integer value. For example, we are declaring a string as char name of 10 equal to good. So I am going to calculate length of it. So strlen of name. What is strlen of name? It will take the length of the string called name. So that is an integer variable. So integer value that we are going to store into a variable called n. See a simple example here. We will go back to the same example. Okay. Here I am going to print, or I am giving as int n. So n equal to strlen of name. Hope this font is visible for you, but I'll try to increase the font. Sorry. Hope this is fine for you. And strlen of name, that is, I'm reading a name, I'm going to calculate the length of that, I'm storing that into a variable called n. So is it possible? Okay, I'm going to print it now. Printf. See why I'm not using putters here, because putters is only for strings alone. So double quotes %d comma n. For formatting I'm giving some space or slash n and all, so that it is easy for us to increase the readability of code. I'm using all the things, right? I'm giving space better. Go with space, not to confuse you too much. I'm going to save the code. Command prompt. I'm going to clear the screen. Same program, right? So gcc test1.c. Okay, it is telling you that you are using something called strlen, so that is not recognized by stdio, because we are using getters, printf, scanf and all, so that is recognized by stdio. I'm using one more thing called strlen that is not supported by basic stdio. So we are supposed to input one more thing called as include string.h. Because as I told you before, all those header files are available, all those functions are available from string.h header file. Now I'm going to save the code, and then I'm going to compile the code. Now it will accept it. Then I'm giving as a entire string. I'm giving as RET. So what is this length? 6. It is telling the length is 6 and printing the string as it is. Because we are writing the code to print the string also, so it is taking that. So enter a string REC and C program. So you know that I'm not using scanfs, I'm using getters for reading the input, so it will take the entire line as the input. So what is the length now? 13. And what we are going to print the string also REC C. Okay, what happened here actually? Why it is taking REC CPR OGA? Why it is not taking M? Again we have constraint. We gave the size as 10, so you can store only less than 10. I gave more input as the in terms of a string, so it is not accepting it. So always we make sure the size when you declare it. So it depends on your requirement, you can go for it. So what will happen if I'm giving a char name of 20? If I'm giving you my input as REC, so how much space will take? REC 3 plus 1 is for null. Okay, what about the remaining 4 characters? Again will get wasted. There is a limitation of arrays because array follows static memory allocation, right? So 16 characters will get wasted. Okay, if I'm storing the input as Rajarakshmi Engineering College programming using C, so it will go with more than 20, right? In such cases, it cannot accommodate it. So that is the limitation of basic arrays. And this string is also character array. The normal limitation of arrays applies for strings also, which we follow static memory allocation. How to resolve it? We have something called pointers. With the help of dynamic memory allocation, these problems can be avoided. That we can discuss later, not now. I'll go back to PPT, and this is a simple example. So string.h, why we are giving a string.h? Because we are using, okay, see, either I'll do some variation with the code. I can do like this, or I can directly, instead of this, I can directly write the code within printf itself. So instead of a variable called n, I can directly give us, here I can give us strlen of name. This is one way of doing it. So strlen of name, what it will do? It will calculate the length of it and returns one integer to this percentage d. Okay, I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to compile the code. GCC test1.c. I'm going to run the code. I need enter. I'm giving us BTech chemical. So what will happen? And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, remember it is taking only 8 but not 9. But it using memory as 9 characters because one is for null character. That point you keep it in mind. So either I can store it to integer variable, or I can print it, or I can directly keep that in terms of printf itself. You can use any format, whatever is comfortable for you. I'm going to proceed with the same PPT. So S1 of 10 equal to good. And for formatting, we are giving as length as percentage. What is percentage? You will take strlen of S1. This is one way of doing it. strlen of S1 is going to be 4, and print the output as length is 4. And see, here I'm using double slash, but you try to use the normal command line. Slash star should end with the star slash, because this is the command line used with both C and C++, but you follow the traditional C command line. So length is percentage d comma strlen of god. Either I can give the variable name, or I can give the input directly. Whatever is comfortable for you, you can use it. strlen of god, and God will take 3 characters and print the output as length is 3. So this is the first string function strlen. Remember, strlen is going to return the integer variable. So integer value. So we are giving as percentage d. Okay. Next function we go is strcopy. That is string copy. Sorry. So I told you before, right? Equal to operator will not be used for copying one string into another string. So we need a string function. So string copy will copy one string into another string. This is the syntax is going to be strcpy of destination string comma source string. That is, for example, we are giving us character S1 of 20 is equal to good, and I have a string called S1 which contains the value as good. I have one more string called S2 with no input. Now I want to copy content of S1 into S2. What is the syntax actually? String copy of destination string comma source string. So I can give us strcpy of S2 comma S1. What is S2? Destination. What is S1? So what it will do? To copy the content of S1 into S2. So as equal to operators does not working, we go for the special function for this. Okay. And S1 equal to good and S2 we have nothing into it. So string copy of S2 comma S1. We'll copy the content of S1 into S2. Now I'm going to print both S1 as well as S2. In S1 we gave the value at the beginning itself. We have initialized it to good. So it print the output as S1 as good. And what about S2? S2 initially it was having some garbage values, right? Now I'm going to copy the content of S2 into S1. Now both S1 and S2 will have the same content. So if we are printing S1 or S2, both will give the same output. So this function got over. Next we are going for string concatenate, strcat, and here we used to combine two strings. So syntax is going to be string concatenate of string 1 comma string 2. What it will do is it will combine both string 1 plus string 2 and resultant string will be stored into string 1 itself. I'll tell you the next with the help of example so you will understand it clear. So S1 of 20 is equal to good. So S2 of 20 equal to morning. So we are having two strings, one with the value called good, one with the content called morning. So I'm giving as strcat equal of S1 comma S2. What it will do? S1 plus S2 will be combined. That will be stored into S1 itself. So now what, see, GOOD one space also I gave, and length is going to be 5, size is going to be 5 plus 1, this for your remembrance, right? Okay, and S1 equal to S1 plus S2. So what it will do, it will take good space plus morning, that will be stored with S1 itself. So we are not disturbing S2 actually, simply we are taking the value alone from S2 and we are combining the content into S1. That is S1 equal to good and S2 equal to morning, and if I am trying to print S1, the same value good as it is, S2 morning as it is, strcat of S1 comma S2. I'm going to concatenate S1 plus S2. S1 we have good and S2 we have morning, and now S1 contains good plus morning and S2 is remains same. But let me run this code so that you will have some more clear idea about it. Okay, these are the comment only, right? If it is confusing you, you can delete it. Let me increase the font size because we have more space on the screen. Okay. So S1 is good, S2 is morning. We are printing S1, S2, again S1. So the same thing, GCC tech. So something is there. Okay, we give close here itself, right? Only one close, and okay, 2 main. I have copied some. Okay. S1 of 20 equal to this one. This printf. Actually, the problem is we are copied from PowerPoint, right? So these double quotes and all, it was not taking properly. Now it is fine. So going to compile the code. GCC s1.c. So no error, we are giving as A. So S1 is good and S2 is morning and S3 is good morning. Okay, see whether, okay, if I'm trying to print all these things, what will happen? Again, if I'm printing both the S1 and S2, what will happen? First I'm printing S1. S1 is good, right? It is printing as S1 as it is. Again S2. S2 is morning. Again we are concatenating both S1 plus S2 that we are printing now. Now S1 is good morning. Again I'm trying to print S1. What is S1 again? It is good morning. That is, good is replaced by good morning. So that is why we go for string concatenation. And now S1 is overridden by S1 plus S2. But S2 remains same. If we are printing S2, it remains same. There's no changes with S2 again. So this is the example for strcat. Next we go string compare. We are going to compare two strings, and if both the strings are identical or same, it is going to return 0. If it is not same, it is going to take the difference between the first non-matching character. That is, and the string compare of a string 1 comma string 2. We'll go to the same example. We'll run the same example in the screen. So let me start with the same example. I'll cut the space also. Now S1 is equal to good and S2 is also good. I don't want to print all this stuff, so I'll cut everything. Okay. So we are going to compare two strings, right? It is going to return one integer variable as returned. So we are giving %d and strcmp of S1 comma S2. We'll see what is happening now. See, there is a string called S1 with good, S2 also good. See, both the strings are same as of now, right? So I'm going to compile the code. There is no error. I'm going to run the code. It is returning a 0 because S1 is also a good, S2 also good, so it is going to return 0. See what will happen if I'm giving as capital G. So because small g have its own ASCII code, capital G have its own ASCII code, right? So both are different. In such cases, what will happen? It is going to return the difference between the characters, that is 1 or 0. See why it is giving us 1? If I'm taking as capital G here and small g here, what will happen? So it is minus. Previously it was 1, now it was minus 1. What is the difference actually? Again the same. Sorry. See here we have G and what is the ASCII code for small a? It is 97. Small a is equal to 97. What is the ASCII code for capital A? 65. So now we are taking capital G with small g, and capital G ASCII code will be lower than small. So it is returning as minus 1. Else will return as plus 1. So this is the difference between the code. Okay. So now you know it's clearly, right? So ASCII code of capital, if I will take ABC and here I am taking as, so you will clearly understand ABC. What is the ASCII code for capital A? It is 65. That is 97. What output we will get it? It is minus 1, right? Because the ASCII code for capital A is smaller than this, so it is going to return minus 1. If I am comparing this with A and this with capital A, what will happen? It is going to return positive. Okay. Listen to this example, and so S1 equal to good and S2 is equal to morning, S3 equal to good. Here I'm going to compare both S1 and S3. Now all the characters are same, but it's going to return 0. Now I'm comparing good with morning. So the ASCII code of M is greater than the ASCII code of G. So it is going to return minus 1. If it is less than, it is going to give plus 1. So if it is greater than, which returns minus 1. If it is less than, which returns 0. Okay. Next we go is one more function called strrev, and this function will not work with GCC. With other compilers it will work, so just learn the syntax and don't try with GCC. GCC will not support string reverse function. So str s1 equal to code and string reverse of s1. So now it reverse s1, that will be stored in s1 itself. If you print s1 here, it will print good. If you print s1 after this statement, print the output as DOOG. If you try with turbo and all the other compilers, it will work. It will not work with GCC compiler. So what to do? You have to write the manual code for reversing. How to write the manual code, that we'll see in the next class. Okay, so with that we are completing the basic string functions. Just go through these videos one more time and better make a note of it. So if you have any clarifications, we will have one more Zoom meeting kind of things. And the part 2 of strings, the writing manual code of all these functions I will teach in the next class. So thank you.